Hey, what's happening, everybody? Matt Schler here. I'm co-founder of Life Agent Launch. Today, I've got the pleasure of chatting with Josh Lowe. So Josh is an agent. He's been on our platform for a little while now. But we're just going to talk today with Josh about his experience in the insurance industry, kind of what he's been doing prior to working with us, what he's been doing since he's been working with us, how the experience has been overall. So, Josh, thanks so much for taking the time today and joining me on this call, man. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, Matt, for having me. Thank you for helping and getting this set up for me. It's been awesome. It's been a great experience. I've been in insurance like 3 years. For the last year, I've been working with you guys, or last, what, maybe 9, 10 months. Prior to that, I was doing mortgage mailers the whole time, face-to-face everything, few different
Oh,
vendors.
so pretty much. So you said about 3 years in the field, all mortgage mailers. You were running exclusively in the field.
Yeah,
Oh
100%.
wow. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
That's
was nervous to making the transition. I didn't know, and I started face to face. I wanted to keep doing it, and everything started slowing down. All my mortgage
so
leads.
what is it that motivated you to kind of make the shift to, I'm curious as to your answer here because I know Aaron and I, we were both field agents doing a lot of mortgage mailers, and like I used to run a lot of final expense mailers in the field, and I know what our reasons were for making the shift to virtual, but what was your kind of motivation or inclination to do so?
When I was running face to face, I would like zone each state and go there and spend like 5 counties here, five here, and here. My
Oh, so
lead
you were
flow,
traveling all over the place. Oh wow. Okay.
yeah. Once lead flow slowed down, then I had to try and go virtual and use like 20 states just so I can sit in front of enough people, but still mortgage leads. As all that started slowing down, I then had to find, now I'm not face to face. I can't go because I can't get the leads that I need at the time. So now I convert over to virtual, but I'm not getting enough mortgage mailers. So then I had to figure out where to go from there.
Got it. So it sounds like, I mean, wow, that's great. So I can't speak for other agents, but I mean, I know Aaron would do a travel trip here and there. I never did crazy travel trips. Sounds like you were really traveling all over the place to get the leads that you needed to write the business that you wanted to write. How did living like that? I mean, how did that impact things with like, family and just quality of life? I mean, was that difficult as far as doing so much traveling or what was that like?
It was difficult. I mean, as you know, we work in a line of work where I can go wherever and sell insurance if I'm licensed there. With having a 2-year-old, well, he's about to be three. When I first came over here, it was just over right around one. I left my other line of work to have more time with him. I didn't want to be stuck there, and the sacrifice of me traveling around took a lot of time, drive time. I would sit with 6 families a day, which is probably only 4 to 6 hours, but I'm gone for 12 due to drive time,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
or I'm
Okay,
paying for
so
hotel and gas and all that. So
a lot of additional overhead expenses on top of just your lead cost.
100%.
Got it. So it sounds like, just the combination of just the crazy schedule, having to travel, and then the fact that the availability of the leads started to dry up a little bit, and you just didn't have the number of leads that you needed to be able to write the business that you wanted to write. That was kind of what motivated you to kind of look in a little bit of a different direction.
100%. Yeah. And I had some people being successful, with you guys. So it kind of was like, all right, let's give this a work.
Check it out. Yeah, cool. Well, I mean, and it looks like, I mean, you'd sent me your numbers. I mean, it looks like you said prior to getting started with us, you were in the neighborhood of spending around 5 grand a month on your leads. And that's giving you 100 plus mortgage leads a month. Based on the numbers you sent, it looks like you had pretty solid persistency, where you're at writing an average of 30K a month, probably and netting in the neighborhood of 20, 22 grand after you factor in your chargebacks and things of that nature. So you were making some money. I mean, it's not like a situation where, you weren't able to feed the family or put a roof over their head, so to speak. You were making some money. What is it? I mean, was it just something where you wanted to be able to be in a position to try to have a greater amount of overall profitability? Was it an increase in the quality of life aspect of things that you were looking for? Maybe a combination? Like what really was it that you were hoping to get out of making the transition to virtual and then ultimately working with us?
I had a checklist. I wanted more time for my son. I wanted a bigger ROI. I wanted a little more quality. So for all of that is with my son at the time is I couldn't be driving around all day, so I had to get rid of that. When it comes to the lead flow, that was drying up, so I had to find another route or get a new quality there, depending on the vendor. So I mean, it was difficult making the transition, but initially, once I kind of set it down and weighed the options, the numbers, I'm like, all right, let's go this route. I can sit with more people. I can talk to more people. I can dial through more leads if I need to. Just sacrificing the time I'm putting over there. Where's that time allocated versus now?
Awesome. Awesome. No, I mean, it makes a lot of sense. I know for Aaron and I mean, like I said, we were all both field agents as well. And for a long time, we thought about going virtual just from the standpoint of how much time we were spending in our cars. You leave the house at, 7:30 in the morning, you're going home till 9 at night. You're, dealing with crazy traffic, burning lots of gas, and just thinking that, man, there's got to be a better way to do it. I mean, and I know for us, I mean, it's kind of funny how this whole platform started. Aaron and I had extensive background in terms of generating traffic on the internet for lots of stuff that we had done in previous businesses. And we kind of tabled all that when we started with insurance, just kind of listening to the powers that be saying, don't reinvent the wheel. We have leads, plug into the leads that we have. So we kind of tabled the idea of generating our own leads for a long time. We finally said, enough's enough. I think we could generate higher quality leads at a lower cost. And that's what ultimately ended up, driving us to start the platform. It was something where we just wanted to generate leads for ourselves. It wasn't really about, bringing on other agents and doing anything for other agents. It was more so just, we want leads for ourselves. And then obviously over time, we started making it available to other agents. But, it's been great really working with you. I know you've had a lot of success. So let's talk a little bit about the transition as far as when you started working with us, kind of what it's looked like in terms of, your lead flow. I mean, I pulled up your numbers from last month in July. It looks like, your total outflow as far as, investment in terms of all your leads, right around $4,000. So I mean, a little bit less maybe than what you've been spending before. It looks like you generated a total of 377 leads last month. Just talk a little bit about the quality of the leads, how it's been working as far as, your experience, I guess, working them, if it's enabled you to be more efficient, just overall experience.
Yeah, it's been great. Going to virtual, I get to sit with more people. That was the biggest thing. Instead of talking to 6 or 8, I now can talk to 20. So coming over here, the leads they really have been great. I probably used 15 vendors. I mean, I've used everything. I'm not going to name names, but in general, everyone knows there's a bunch out there. I mean, it's straight to the point. The leads coming in real time, which is amazing. People can self-book. They're not pulling. It's not a bait and switch. You go through that, you read the video, like you fill it out. I mean, it's not just like a general, they filled this out. Like every time I call people, they know exactly where I'm calling them. I mean, anybody you let go 30, 45 days with any lead type might be a little gray, but 99% of the time, quality lead, people know why I'm calling. They know where they filled it out. They know what they've seen. They know why the appointment's set. So that has been awesome.
You found it helpful to have I mean, obviously we're pretty transparent with you guys as far as what they're seeing, how the ads are being run, the process that a lead goes through in terms of making it into your lead sheet and into your CRM. You found it to be pretty beneficial to really know what they're seeing as far as making it easier to kind of connect and talk with the clients.
100%, especially if there's any gray area of them not remembering, being able to pull something out of what they've seen or saying, hey, at 2:37 in the afternoon yesterday, I mean, that just
Yeah. Oh, it's
around that time.
timestamp. Yeah.
Yeah, it might not be exact, but in general, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I did do this.
Got it. Got it. Well, that's great. And what's the experience been as far as obviously, you're getting more leads now. It sounds like the quality has been solid for you in terms of, just the ability to have more conversations and have quality conversations. What's been the impact as far as everything in terms of, your business as a whole?
It's improved. If I got a no-show with a mortgage lead, if I was face to face, when am I going back there? Right? If I get a no-show on here, I can reschedule them. With the amount of leads that come in, it is more than I was getting on the mortgages by far. And I mean, yeah, I'm spending about $4,000 a month and I was spending 5. Well, the $5,000 over there was just leads, not any other expenses, not the gas, the travel, nothing like that. So profitability, that has helped a ton. And the pre-scheduling. So when I was out in the field, I didn't get to do much but run the field. I couldn't do any additional stuff until I was back at the office. Now I can set 15, 20 people in a day and just help more people, talk to more people, schedule more appointments. I mean, it has just been awesome.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Yeah. So, I mean, you shared some of your numbers with me. I mean, looks like your average AP, you said, is up to over 40K a month. Persistency is still pretty solid, but it seems like the big thing it's really different is that you're able to write more business off of less total investment in terms of not only your leads, but all the other ancillary overhead costs that you experience with travel and running in the field. So based on the numbers that you sent me, I mean, it looks like, last month, I mean, almost a 750% ROI
Yeah.
on what you had actually spent on your leads. That's a pretty good return. Um, is that something where did you expect that when you started? I mean, where were your expectations in kind of how has the process of working with us been in terms of, you know, meeting your expectations, exceeding your expectations? What would you say it's been like?
I've only ever did mortgage leads. When I first got in this business, I started with final expense, did it for a little bit, jumped right into mortgages, never looked back since. I've not really messed with any final expense leads since I've started really with you guys. Reason being, I was having a ton of success with mortgages.
Yeah.
So when I made the transition, I started using other final expense leads, and it was just different. It just wasn't working for me. And then I tried out a few of your leads through somebody who referred me. I'm like, holy cow, and I got a few more, and I got a few more, and then I reached out to Aaron and then like, hey, let's get this set up, get it going. But it has improved so many areas. I mean, there's months where I'm doing double what I used to in mortgages. It's just
Wow,
been, it's
double.
been great.
Now you said you had you were able to, you said I think it's been probably been almost a year, right, since you started working with us. And if you're cool to do it, I mean, it'd be awesome if you would share some of your
Yeah, sure.
stats as far as just I know you had your screen share up a minute ago and you were showing me some of the numbers as far as the improvement, month on month. If you'd be cool to share that, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. So the numbers I'm going to bring up is just my monthly performance of the issue paid. It's going to vary just due to nothing with the leads, simply with work ethic. So it's if I don't run enough appointments, I mean it's a numbers game. So as you can see back in January, I only did about 18.7. You can see February, March, April, but look at May and June. I mean, if you get to work, I mean, 300 leads a month. How hard are you going to work them?
And
That's
when
a
and then what when did you say it was right around the beginning of the year, right? That you started working with us, I believe.
I've been with you guys the whole year, so all of this is strictly from you guys.
Got it.
Yeah,
Awesome.
everything. I might have a weird referral here and there, but 99% of everything here is from your leads and your system.
That's great. And so you would say just the variances on the bigger months, you've obviously just worked a little bit harder. But your spend in terms of what you've been willing to, your lead spend and your investment, pretty similar, pretty much across the board most of these months.
Yes, until just 2 weeks ago, I've been running the same lead spend with Aaron since day one. So January has been just the same amount, and I just increased it now. But again, it's simply me setting the appointments and/or working is the difference in my AP.
Got it. Okay, that's awesome. I mean, and you're obviously having quite a bit of success, which is great. I mean, guys, somebody that's investing, call it 4 or 5 grand a month into their leads and they're seeing a return like that. Not a lot of places where you can go put 5 grand and then get 65 out, right?
Right, exactly.
That's not too bad. Let me ask you this, Josh. As far as, you mentioned just being able to set your budget. How, and that's something that we really wanted to give agents the opportunity to do is to really be kind of have their hand as far as kind of on the pulse of their spend. How, is that something that you find beneficial as far as you have total control over what your budget's going to be in terms of bumping it up, backing it down if you've got, too many leads, just having that flexibility to be really totally in control of where your budget's at? Has that been something that you found beneficial?
Yeah, I like that. When I was running mortgage mailers, hey, they get hit no matter what. Whereas now, if I'm going away for 3 or 4 days, I can just turn them off. If I know I'm going to be in the office on vacation and I need to just get to work, I'll ramp them up for 2, 3 days. You know what I mean? So it's been awesome to control the amount that I spend versus just a guaranteed amount with my mortgages that did vary. But in general, I like being able to control it. I think it was super beneficial.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Well, listen, Josh, I don't want to take too much of your time. I mean, I really appreciate your kind of hopping on here and going through your experience with me today. Aaron and I are super appreciative of the fact that, people like you have really, given us an opportunity to help you out. And it's great to see the benefit that you've been able to kind of get through working with us. Let me ask you this in kind of closing. If you had someone who, was maybe frustrated with some of the traditional lead sources that are out there. I mean, you said it yourself, you work with pretty much every vendor that exists out there, lots of different programs. What would you say to someone who's maybe looking for an alternative source or looking to explore other options to, or basically at the end of the day, take back a little bit more control, maybe have a little bit more flexibility as far as their schedule goes and ultimately be more profitable? And they were thinking about maybe wanting to explore our program. What would you say to them?
I mean, for me, I was leery just on not knowing. You don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
So, once I watched some videos, I got with Tori, just seeing so much success here and just the simplicity of everything that's going on. I mean, I would recommend it 100%. I've ran a few different style of leads to you guys. I've had success with all of them. I personally like the ones that I'm using, so that's why I'm sticking with them. But
Yeah.
everything's been great.
Like having multiple campaigns to kind of pick from and have variety if you so choose.
Yeah, the self booking, phenomenal. I
Cool.
absolutely love it. The automations are amazing. I mean, the whole system you guys have set up, add in whatever leads you want. They're all really good. But the other additional you guys have makes my job simple, easy to track, easy to communicate. It's been awesome.
Cool. So yeah, that's another aspect of it. Like you said, I talk to people all the time. Like you buy a batch of leads from a lead vendor, they're not self-scheduling on your calendar. There's no automations working the leads and nurturing them for you, which is obviously an important part of this to maximize overall profitability. So no, Josh, it's awesome seeing the benefit that you've gotten and looking at some of your numbers. I mean, it puts a smile on my face to have an agent like you come in, work hard, trust in us and give us an opportunity to help you and to see you kind of hit it out of the park like you have. It's awesome. So thanks again for taking a few minutes today and sharing your experience with us. And I just say keep kicking ass, man. Continued success doing what you're doing, and look forward to continuing on this path with you, man.
Perfect. Well, I appreciate you as always. Thank you guys so much for working with me and having this stuff set up. It's brought a lot of value to myself and our business for sure.
Awesome, man. Well, that's it, guys. Josh Lowe checking out. Guys, have a great day. We'll catch you again soon. Thanks.
See you later. Thank you.